Once you understand the true meaning of time in relation to your manifestations, you start to transcend time and you start to get your manifestations like this, right? This is what you got to understand, right? So you must understand that time is experienced through the consciousness, right? So when people say, oh, let's meet here at this time, that's just where the sun at in the day. That's where we at going around the earth, or where the earth is spinning. That's just that type of time. But we're talking about the time inside your mind. Time is experienced through the consciousness, right? Let me give you an example. I remember it was this one time I had graduated high school and I started working at this one job. And this dude, I asked this dude like, yo, how long you was at this job? He said about 3-4 years. And then after that, he like, yeah, I don't know why, but after I graduated high school, time just started seeming to fly. And I started wondering for a second, but now I understand why, right? So you gotta understand, when we're talking about time starts to blur together when you do the same thing. So that's why you'll see a lot of adults, they'll be like, yeah, like 20 years just came by in a flash. No, it didn't just come by in a flash. Your mind perceived it as a flash because it was blurred together because you were doing the same thing. Repetition and monotony leads to time seeming like it's happening so quick. But that's why you'll see a lot of adults say, yeah, time just goes by so fast because they do the same thing every day. Do the same thing every day. Time will speed up. And that's why you got a lot of kids who feel like they got all the time in the world. And it's because they're constantly exploring. They're doing something new every single day. So time is like infinite to them, right? But yeah, you do the same thing every day. Time gonna seem like it's going fast. If you start switching it up and you want to do something different every day, time gonna go slow, right? So that's how you can control time in that aspect. The second way is, because I got this written down, is rushing versus slowing down, right? When you are rushing, time seems to speed up. It seems like, just imagine you late for work and you start getting in your car and you try to rush to work. You're going to encounter more red lights. Somebody may cut you off. Why? Because you're giving the energy that you don't have enough time, and now the universe is actually sending that energy back to you, and now things start falling, right? Try to clean your room in under 5 minutes and do one while you're rushing and do the other one when you're not rushing. You'll understand it. You'll see that, or you can do this with anything, but you'll see that when you're not rushing, you actually got more time. That's why it's actually, if you want to go faster, go slower, right? And then the last one is time is based on focus, right? The flow state, right? When you're focused on something, time seems to speed up. If you got any creative hobby and you start to focus on it, it seems like 5 hours go by in 5 minutes. Or when you're having a conversation with a good friend, it seems like 5 hours go by in 5 minutes. That's because the flow state transcends time. Time don't actually exist. No, it's experienced through the consciousness. And that's why when you bored and you feel like, oh, I gotta wait, and you start waiting and you just bored waiting, time seems to go by slow, right? Time's experienced through the consciousness. Understand this, rewatch this video, save this video, watch this video as many times as you need. Because the better you understand this, or the more times you rewatch this video, you actually start to raise your level of awareness, right? So if you watch this one, it's like this, right? You didn't learn English in your house just by hearing somebody speak English one time. No, it was the repetition. And the repetition helped your awareness rise. And then you understand it better. So the more you understand this, the quicker your manifestation is going to come. I'm trying to tell you, it's law.